Welcome to MatchPoint. I'm Sam Crenshaw. Well, the U.S. Open is truly the greatest two-week spectacle in all of American sports. For our preview and who some of the favorites are this time around, let's go inside now to Jeff Batten and Bill Oakes.
Sam, I'm going to talk about the U.S. Open here in just a second, but a little bit of house cleaning where the Olympics are concerned. James Blake, Venus Williams, Serena Williams, all Americans making a big investment, a lot of travel to get to China. None of them won the gold in the singles. Now they've got to come back to Flushing and play a tournament that they generally play pretty well at. Is this going to cost them, or was this a good thing, particularly for James Blake?
I think it's a very good thing, especially for James. I think the positive momentum he gained off the confidence of beating Roger Federer will help him, and I think it will help him a lot as he gets back to Flushing and prepares. I think it helps the Williams. Winning a gold never hurts. The one I think maybe hurt a little bit on confidence was the Bryans not being able, and even in the gold medal match, I think that was an issue for them.
Bryans have had a little bit of a shaky summer. Going to talk about James Blake in a little bit more detail here in a second, but right now we're going to go through our pick 'em, stick 'em, our 5 players to watch as the U.S. Open begins, and we're always watching Roger.
He's the 4-time defending champ. How he cannot be the man to beat. Look, the last time he was not a #1 seed at a Grand Slam was the 2004 Australian Open. He's made 17 straight semifinals at Slams. He is the guy to beat, even with a subpar kind of Roger year so far.
Yeah, Roger Federer. Going to be rooting for him myself personally. Rafael Nadal, nothing against him. What a year he's had.
Yeah, and even a great summer on top of his great year. He's won 38 of his last 39 matches. That only loss, Novak Djokovic, which he went again and beat him when they were in Beijing. He's 70-8 on the year, won 8 titles, but he's got to improve on his best finish at the U.S. Open, which was a quarterfinals in 2006.
It's been a long time, Bill, since we've had 3 guys that are so closely lumped together, and Novak Djokovic, who beat Nadal in the Masters Series a couple of weeks ago, is a guy that could come through and win this thing.
He was the runner-up last year. He's had 3 titles. He's beaten Nadal twice on the hard courts this year and also beaten Federer on the hard courts. So I think it is those 3 guys and the rest of the field.
Okay, on the women's side, Jelena Jankovic was #1 on the women's tour for about a cup of coffee a few weeks ago. She's not anymore. Is this the tournament, is this the slam, Bill, where she comes through?
Well, look, the best slam result she's ever had is the semifinals. I think this could be an opportunity for her to make the finals or potentially win. Though I'm not picking her to win, I am picking her to play deep into the tournament. She's only had 1 title this year. I don't think she is really deserving of #1 ranking yet.
Are you picking Dinara Safina to win? Because you wouldn't be crazy if you did.
I am actually picking Dinara Safina to win. Since May, she's 33-4. She's made the quarterfinals in 2006. Look, she is the one to beat, in my opinion, and she's won a U.S. Open title, though it doubles last year.
Okay, we've talked about 5 of the players. This year, particularly on the women's side, it could be just about anybody. Kuznetsova, Elena Dementieva just won the Olympic gold. You've got Ivanovic, who has sort of been MIA this summer, but she certainly has it in her game to win the U.S. Open. Other thoughts, other players that we haven't talked about?
Serena and Venus.
Sure.
Jeff, you have forgotten about, to me, 2 big favorites, especially Serena. She's playing very well. She's ranked and seeded #4 in the world right now. Ivanovic may not be playing. She's still nursing a little bit of an injury. The women's side, though, is wide open. I could see any one of 10 to 12, maybe even 13 players. Roddick, I don't believe this is his year. He is not playing very well. I think he's got to get, I'm not sure whether it's an issue of getting engaged or whatever. He is just not playing well right now.
Yes, Sam, wide open on the women's, going to be a little tighter on the men's.
Gotta assume it's going to be one of the big 3 on the men's side, while on the women's side, it could be just about anybody. Hey, why not Melanie Oden, right? All right, still to come. James Blake has fallen into a bit of a pattern in recent years. His summer hardcourt season may get off to a slow start, then gain momentum late, and finding still yet another gear once the U.S. Open rolls around. Bill, you have to consider him a favorite. You can't count him out, but he has to have his head in the right place.
Well, James Blake certainly has run a lot of roller coaster rides during his life, but nothing like he saw recently in Beijing. He had a great week, beat Federer, and then comes back to have a very heart-wrenching loss and doesn't even get a medal after his loss to Gonzalez and Djokovic. I think that will probably help him a little bit, but will the negative parts kind of bring him back to ground? I actually think he's going to have a very good 2 weeks in New York. He's going to play well. The confidence he gained from beating Federer, I think, will overwhelm the problems he had with Gonzalez and Djokovic.
U.S. Open, obviously his best of the 4 slams. Bet you he goes 2 or 3 rounds, maybe even into the weekend.
I think he's actually going to be playing into the second week. I think the confidence from Federer and the J block. We cannot underestimate how the J block really helps carry James at times. Look, I'm hoping for no 5-setters.
Right.
He has struggled with 5-setters unless he's playing a Frenchman, but I think he's got a good opportunity.
Unless he's playing a Frenchman, exactly, the disclaimer. Okay, more information now from Bill Oakes as we hit it hard. Here is the tennis commish.
I got a call last week from an excited tennis manufacturer. Hibbett Sports is going to bring tennis back to their stores. Now, many of you may not know Hibbett's, but they have over 400 stores in 24 states, mostly in the South. For them to put quality tennis equipment and apparel in their stores continues to show that tennis is growing. The floor space in these stores is small and valuable, and tennis looks like they have earned a return. The USTA has announced an increased commitment to green initiatives at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center and the US Open. Programs include a plastic and aluminum waste recycling initiative, an organic clothing line featuring t-shirts designed by Heidi Klum and Billie Jean King, and a fan awareness campaign which includes player PSAs that will premiere on opening day. Well done, USTA. Many of you have heard about Justin Gimelstob's comments about Anna Kournikova that got him into trouble during Wimbledon. I was recently told that during the storm in London, Justin was complaining to many people that he was the victim, and that the media should cut him a break because he apologized. Now, I like Justin, but he's only making things worse with comments like that. YouTube, the video-based internet website, has created the US Open channel at www.youtube.com/US Open. Content will include daily updates from the US Open, include post-match player interviews, and Explore the Open feature, an off-the-court spotlight feature, and an Inside the Media Center feature. During the second week, you can also look for daily features on the Junior US Open.
Good stuff about the U.S. Open from the Tennis Commish. What else is happening at Flushing?
I'm partial to going to the International Tennis Hall of Fame exhibit in the Louis Armstrong Stadium. Or, when I want to watch a little video monitor, see what's going on the courts where I am not, I swing by the American Express booth. So, Sam, I'll be looking for you there.
No doubt the next 2 weeks will produce some of the greatest tennis of the year. There's nothing else quite like being in New York for the U.S. Open on Labor Day weekend. Now, still to come, the Challenge was a great event with a storied history. But, Bill, if you want to get a big-time tournament back in Atlanta, you have to admit there's going to have to be a bigger financial commitment than last time.
I think for Atlanta to get another pro tournament, a business partner is going to have to spend up to 50% more than what we used to see in Atlanta. Look, the spring is a great time for tennis in Atlanta. Outdoors, on the clay, it's beautiful. The fans come, though a lot of people outside of Atlanta who don't really know would say that the fans have not supported it, but it's really been the business community in Atlanta that has kind of dropped the ball so far.
What are the circumstances, Bill, by which Atlanta would not want a tournament? Say they put it in mid-August, late August, right up against the U.S. Open. Is there a scenario where Atlanta would be wise to turn it down?
I think the only problem time is the winter, the February-March timetable, because you have to play indoors. I think you can find a way to play in the summer, maybe starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, one kind of super session, which is what they do in Washington and a number of the other summer hardcourt events.
Great memories, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, Atlanta, yeah, the AT&T Challenge, a great tournament, something that I certainly have great memories of. Okay, stick around, more MatchPoint coming up. Angela Mitchell has your buzz right after this.
Your tennis grip does matter. Doubles Grand Slam champs, the Bryan brothers, play with light blue